Welcome to the My Vision Express Reports Portal video. In this video, we will go over our SSRS Reports Portal. SSRS stands for SQL Server Reporting Services. There are many features and benefits of the SQL Server reporting. You have advanced security options, customizable dashboard, dynamic built-in reports, drill down report functions, customizable reports, a subscription service, a smart search tool, and access to the Microsoft Reports Builder. So let's get started with the SQL Service Reports Portal. In order to access the Reports Portal, you need to make sure that it is activated. For activation of the Reports Portal, if you are a local customer and you do not have this activated yet, you need to contact us at installs@myvisionexpress.com to request the activation. If you are a web-hosted customer, that means that you are a cloud customer, you need to make sure that the Reports Portal is enabled. Once your activation is complete, we need to go to File, Setup, Company, System tab. Let's take a look at this. That way you can see where to select the Reports Portal checkbox. Here's the checkbox that we need to make sure is checked off in order for our Reports Portal to be available. If the Reports Portal checkbox is unselected, it will go back to the MVE canned reports. Also, please note that there is an additional setting here under the Other Settings section in the SSRS sub-tab where you can select Yes here to show non-SSRS reports. This will give you the option to access both the Reports Portal and the MVE canned reports at the same time. If you are a local customer, you need to make sure that you are updated to build 150406 or later in order for this setting to be available. Now that we are activated and ready to go, let's take a look at some setting securities for the SSRS reports. We have securities for the dashboard and for individual reports as well. So let's start off with the securities for the dashboard. We're going to go to File, Setup, Company under the Security tab. Here under the Security tab, we will pick the security group from our drop-down. I'm going to go ahead and select Global Security. After selecting the security group, I will go down to our reports category and open up the tree. Here I can select and unselect the checkboxes next to the corresponding security field. Now that the settings for security are set up for our dashboard, let's go into the security settings for our individual reports. In the same area under File, Setup, Company in the Security tab, we're going to go ahead and select our security group again from the drop-down. Then we will click on the Reports Portal Security button. The MVE Reports Privileges page will then appear. Here, if you select the parent folder, you will check all of the reports that fall under it. So for example, if I select my Reports parent folder, this is going to select all of the reports under that. Having the administrative checkbox selected for employees will override individual report securities and allow access to all of the reports. Here, you can go ahead and select and unselect the checkboxes next to the corresponding report. Once you are done here, you want to make sure that you select the Save button to save your changes. Also, you would need to save your company's system settings and log off and log back on in order for those changes to take into effect. So we have finished setting up our securities. Let's go ahead and go into the Reports Portal and take a look at the Reports Portal dashboard. We're going to go to File, Reports, Reports Portal. This is going to go ahead and open up our Reports Portal. And the first thing that we're going to see is our dashboard. Here in the dashboard, you're going to find a few different sections. The first section up top is the one for common reports. In this section, all of the users can see the common reports buckets or categories that have been created, as long as they have the security access to those reports. Under the My Report section, only the user logged in can see the buckets in this section. Each user can make his or her own buckets with the reports that they have security access to. On the right-hand side, you will find the Report section. Here you're going to find a list of all of the reports inside of the Reports portal, including any custom reports. This list may change based on the user that is logged in and what reports they have security access to. In each one of these sections, you can go ahead and use the plus add button available to add any buckets to each of these areas. So in common reports and my reports is where you're going to see that add option. Let's go ahead and use that option to create some buckets. Here, I will go ahead and name my bucket, my category. So I'll name that one end of day reports. So those are going to be my common reports. And then under my reports, maybe I just want to create my reports. So I can put in the name from my bucket. Okay, and that is how you can go ahead and create those buckets. And you can create a few here. So let's go ahead and add one more. Okay, and we'll add one more under my reports. Okay, now you're going to notice here that you have a delete icon where you can go ahead and delete this group by just going ahead and selecting that little icon. It's going to ask if you're sure you want to delete the group. You will go ahead and select delete and it will remove it for you. Now, another thing that you can do here besides deleting is that you can actually rename the bucket or the category, the group that you have created here. So all you have to do is double click on the category name to open it for editing and just type in the new name that you want for that. Now let's add our reports to these buckets that we've created. So we can use a drag and drop. So we're going to click on the report from the report list. Over here on the right hand side, we're going to open up these folders, find the report that we want. You can also search for your report by using the search field tool up here. So if you know the name of your report, you can go ahead and type it out and select search. So notice I just typed in day. This is going to go ahead and search through all of the folders for my day sheet. And once we go ahead and find the report, we're going to drag and drop it over into our bucket. So for example, here under my inventory reports, I want to see my contact lens inventory report. I will select it here. Holding down the left button on my mouse, I would drag it over to my bucket and release it there. So now it is added here under my inventory bucket. I'm going to go ahead and add some more here. So let's say down at the bottom, I want to add some financial reports to my bucket down under my reports. I'm going to add the day sheet here, so I'll drag that over. Okay, and I also want to see my payments report. So you can go ahead and go through all of these reports, go ahead and set up your buckets how you want to see them. And all you have to do is just drag them over. Now, if you accidentally added something to the bucket, a report to the bucket that you didn't want in there, you will see that you're going to find an X right next to that report. You just go ahead and click on the X and it will remove it for you. Okay, and you can just simply go ahead and add it again if you want to. So now that we have added all of the reports to the buckets that we want, you can also go ahead and sort the buckets here if you don't like the way that you see them. So for example, down here at the bottom under my reports, I have two buckets, the test name bucket and the financial reports bucket. If I want to see this financial reports bucket first over here in place of test name, I can simply go ahead and pick up that bucket with those reports and drag it over and change the sorting of the bucket. Next up, we're actually going to start looking at the search criteria of the reports. So here are some notables about the search criteria. Let's take a look. So I'm going to open up here my payments report. And when my payments report opens, what we're going to see is the report parameters, or basically the search criteria that is going to be used to generate the information on that report. So the first field here under location, by default, the location that you are logged into is a location that will show up here. Okay. All of the search fields will allow you to multi-select any combination of fields from that set there. So for example, here under payment methods, you can multi-select from the list that you see. There is a use empty value box. If you select this box, basically you will enable not to specify any value for that specific field. Okay, this is usually seen in the date from and the date to criteria. Any red asterisks that you see are required fields. Once you select the parameters or the criteria that you want to search or generate the report with, you can click on View Report, and this is going to generate the report. Now, the processing time to run the report will be determined by how many data fields and how much data needs to be processed. So here's our report. Now we see the show button up here. This button will allow you to modify the search criteria once you have run the report. So I already ran it with the search criteria that we selected, but if I click here on show, it's going to show me that, and I can go ahead and make any changes that I may need to make. And let's say, for example, I don't want to see all payment method, I just want to see cash. I will go ahead and view the report again. That way it could generate with the new search criteria that I changed. The back to list button will just take you back to the list of reports and to your categories that are already set up. Now I'm back here at my payments report, and let's talk about some of the report functions. So here at the top of this report, in this area, we're going to see the total number of pages. This is also going to allow you to navigate through the pages of the report that was just run. So for example, if you had more than one page, you'll be able to use the back and forth arrows here to navigate to those other pages. You can also zoom in and zoom out of a report by selecting the size percentage the report should be viewed in, and you can do that here in this field. So if you want to see this bigger or you need to see this smaller, you can go ahead and make those changes there. To find a particular word or a particular value in a report, you can go ahead and type it in the find field available, and clicking on find will go ahead and do that search for you. Using the next button will take you to the next instance of that word or that value that came up in the search. If you click on the disk icon to export, here you can so you have different options that you can use to export this report. Right next to that, we're going to find our refresh icon. Okay, so this is going to refresh the report for you. You're also going to find the print icon to print the report. Now in the section right below this, here under the title of the report, we're going to find this section that's going to display the search criteria used to generate the report. Now, in addition to generating the reports that are available in the reports portal, there are some customizations that you can do. We recommend to create your own report, start with one of ours. Look for the report that fits your criteria the most, make a copy of it, and you'll be able to edit it until it's your custom report. By using an already created report as a template, you give yourself data sets to work with rather than having to create your own data sets, which could be time consuming and a little complex. So I'm going to go here into customizing the report, and the first thing that we want to do is we want to find the report that we want, and we're going to go and copy that report. So to copy it, you will click on this icon, copy and customize. This is going to go ahead and ask you to give your new report a name. So I will say custom report. This name that I have used for my report is now the new name that is going to appear on the report list under custom reports. Once you rename the report, the reports builder will open. If you only wanted to copy and rename the report, just close the reports builder and you'll see the custom copy in the folder labeled custom. From there, you can drag and drop it into any category. If you do want to make customizations to your report, you will do them here in this reports builder. So for example, let's go over some customizations that can be done. Here, I want to go ahead and change this color of my title for my report from green to blue. So I would right click on my title, go into the text box properties, and select the fill option. Here I can change from that dark sea green to whatever blue or whatever other color I may want. So I want to change that to cornflower blue. I will go ahead and say OK, and that will go ahead and change that color. Let's say if I also want to change the alignment that I see here for the title of my report, I can change that by again going to text box properties. I can say alignment, and I can go ahead and change the alignment as needed. So let's say I want to align it to the left. Now, another thing that I can do here is I can also change this name of the report that I see here on the title. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. And I can also look at my data sets that are available over here on the left-hand side under report data. All of these data sets are what are currently inside of this report, what make up this report. Let's say I would like to remove one. So I want to remove here the physician ID. So I will select the physician ID from my data set. I'm going to right click and select delete. This is going to remove that data field. Once you're done customizing your report, make sure at the top you save all of your changes. When you return to the reports portal, under the custom folder, you will be able to find the custom report that you just made. In addition to being able to customize reports, let's talk about another feature that is available here in the reports portal. Report subscriptions will allow you to set up a schedule for specific reports to be run and sent to an email address of your choice on a particular date and time. This can also be set as a recurring event. So let's go under File Report Subscriptions and take a look at how to set those up. Once the report subscriptions page has opened, you are going to click on New. Here, click the name of the report that you want to create a subscription for. You can go ahead and use the search field here to find the report that you would like, or you can search through the folders and find that report. Select it. This is going to open up the window to edit the subscription. Under the description field, you're going to add a description to your subscription, which will be shown in the report subscription list. Under the item path, this section is going to be pre-filled for you based on the report that you selected. Under the schedule section, under start, you will select when you want to start the subscription. Under time, select the time of the day that you would like the subscription to run the report and send the email. If you want the subscription to end, select this box and then select the day if you want to add an end date for that subscription. Under recurrent, you can select how often you would like the subscription to occur. So for example, if I choose weekly, I can put 1 under our week's interval section and select the days of the week from the list. Under email settings, the render format section will allow you to choose a format that you want the email to send in. So for example, you have PDF, CSV. You can choose from any of these on this list. In the To section, you will enter the email address the report is to be sent to. You can also CC or BCC additional emails if necessary. The reply to, here you can enter an email address if you want the recipient to be able to reply to the email. Under the subject, you're going to enter the text to show in the subject line of the email sent. Under the body section, you can enter a message to accompany the report in the email. Under the parameters section, select the parameters just as you would when you're running the report yourself. These parameters will be used when the report is run and sent to the email specified. Once you are done, make sure you select the Save button. That way your changes and your subscription can save. Now that you've learned more about the SSRS reports, let's talk about some resources that are available. Each report will come with its own documentation that you will be able to access via the icons next to the report name on the report list. The documentation will consist of a parameter and field definitions, a general description, report assumptions, and a list of related reports. Keep in mind that this is a live document, meaning that it gets updated on a regular basis. In addition, you also have our Reports Portal Quick Guide that is available on our support website. In the knowledge base on the Support Central website, you will find an area for reports, then also an area for SSRS reports, and under that section is where you'll find the quick reference guide. This guide is a complete list, including descriptions of standard reports in My Vision Express Reports portal. The reports are separated into 4 main categories, which are financial reports, inventory reports, medical reports, and productivity reports. Within each category, there are subcategories that house the appropriate reports, all in alphabetical order. The order you see the categories and subcategories and reports below matches the order in which they are found in the reports portal master list. This concludes this video on the reports portal.